Okay guys, I have a really exciting video today. I'm so thrilled that I can do this. I have an Aldi's loaf of their zero net carb bread. I'm so excited. I don't have an Aldi near me. This was actually sent to me by Rhonda Said. Thank you so much. I can't believe I have this. I'm just ecstatic. But I am going to taste this untoasted, then toasted, and I will test my ketones after I have the bread. But first, I need to make sure I am in ketosis. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Okay, so I'm going to test my ketones again and see where they're at. It's been a few hours since my last test. Okay, I'm okay with that. Okay, so I'm going to try the first slice. I've never had Aldi's bread before. I have seen it all over YouTube and it looks so good. A lot of people really, really love it. I've heard some people don't like it, but I want to try it. This is what it looks like. It does have like a very hard-ish top here, but then this is more like bread, so I'll give it a try. I see what people are talking about. Some people don't like the crust here. This is a little bit kind of like a plastic kind of texture. It actually reminds me a lot of the low carb company's bread. I think it's low carb company or Thin Slim, that bread. I think the inside is a lot softer than Thin Slim. But yeah, that crust is not ideal. I'm going to go ahead and toast this. So the actual bread part is really soft. I could see it making a really, really good sandwich. I probably would cut off the top crust part just because that was kind of hard and plasticky. And I don't imagine that would be very good in a sandwich, but we'll see how it toasts. So this is how it came out toasted. I think it actually toasted up really nicely. So I'm going to go ahead and try that top part again. Oh, wow. So obviously this is dry. I just didn't want to put anything on it because I don't want the results to be skewed at all. But even with it being dry, it still is a little bit soft on the inside, but it's crunchy on the outside. It reminds me a lot of Chompies in that way. This outside here is a bit more dry than here. But it's not that plastic kind of texture that it was before. It gets to be a little bit hard swallowing it, but that's just because it's dry. It doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. Has kind of like an oat, kind of just like a hint of oat flavor. This one was wheat. It's a really nice chew to it. It doesn't get as dry as like the Franz bread gets, but it still toasts up really well. So you do get that crunch. This would make really good toast. I wish I could put butter on this, but like I said, I don't want to skew the results. So I went ahead and made 2 pieces. So I'm going to eat this one, and then I'm going to eat this one. I just want to make sure we get kind of like a clear idea of how this affects ketones. So I'm going to go ahead and eat this, and then I'll put a timer on for 1 hour. It has been an hour since I finished the Aldi's, I forget, I don't even know what the brand's called. I think it's like Love and Fresh. But since I finished those 2 pieces of bread, so my ketones an hour ago were at 0.8. Oh, wow. Okay, so that did drop quite a bit. Dropped by 0.6. 0.6. Dropped by 0.6. I'm also going to go weigh myself. I'm not going to show you, but I'll tell you. I want to see if I'm retaining water weight. So hold on. Okay, so I am not retaining water, so that's good. My weight's actually gone down since I had the bread. And I've only urinated the water that I've been drinking all day. So, but okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to test again tomorrow, and see what my ketones are like then. Because if I test again in an hour, we're not going to really know how much it's going to drop because I'm only at 0.2. So I will test again tomorrow and try and do a 1 hour and a 2 hour test to kind of get a clear image of how much this affects ketones. Okay, so I haven't eaten anything today. It's 8:30. I've been up for probably an hour and a half. I'm going to test my ketones and see where they're at right now. I'll also test my glucose too, because I know some of you are concerned about that. Okay, so this is ketones first. .6, so I'm going to go with it. Okay, so this is glucose. 81. Okay. So I'm going to, I already did the review of the taste and stuff, so I'm just going to toast up a couple pieces of bread. I think it was easier to eat when it was toasted. So I'll have a couple pieces of bread and then test my ketones and glucose in an hour. Okay, it has been 1 hour since I ate the Aldi bread. So my ketones were at 0.6, so I'm going to test that first. .6 last, so. Ugh. Okay, so I think yesterday it lowered my ketones by 0.7, so it probably lowered my ketones by 0.7 as well, but I was at a 0.6, so let me test my glucose now. So my glucose last was at 81. Okay, so it didn't raise my glucose by very much, and this is why I kind of stopped testing my glucose, because I don't feel like my glucose raises a whole lot or drops very low. And to me, what I think makes me feel the best is to be in ketosis, and that clearly is kicking me out of ketosis. So if I had just tested my glucose, I would think that the Aldi bread was fine for me because it only rose my glucose by 7, but it dropped my ketones by around 0.7, which is not okay with me. So okay guys, so that is all I have for you in this video. I hope this was helpful for you. I don't have very many glucose strips, so I don't really test my glucose very often. But I know that that's something that some of you are interested in, so I wanted to make sure to do that this time. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. I would appreciate the feedback one way or another. It helps me to identify what kind of videos you guys would find the most helpful. So if you could provide me that feedback, I appreciate it. Even if you leave me a comment saying all the things that were wrong with this video, I'm fine with that. It just helps me learn how my videos are viewed by others. So any feedback you could provide would be greatly appreciated, but that is all I have for you guys in this one. I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.